Earlier this year, I purchased one plant in tissue culture. I placed that plant onto fresh multiplication media, and within 5 months, I had dozens and dozens and dozens of copies of that plant that I started with. If you have plants in your house, then there's a very good chance that they also started their lives this way. In a jar. Tissue culture is a method of rapidly cloning plants in a sterile environment. Under the right conditions, one single leaf or one piece of plant tissue can be transformed into hundreds or even thousands of genetically identical plants. These genetically identical plants are technically clones. All the Kaminoans are nodding in the chat. For the plant-minded people watching this video, the plant that I just showed was a Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. Back in the early 2020s, these plants were selling for literally thousands and thousands of dollars. In the past few years, prices for that plant have dropped drastically because it turns out that they are very easy to mass produce with tissue culture. I'm Laura, and today I want to break down the science behind why tissue culture actually works and what makes this process so effective for cloning plants. Plant cells have a very special ability that animal cells do not have, and it is called totipotency. Basically, every totipotent plant cell contains all the genetic instructions that it could possibly need to rebuild the entire organism from scratch. Basically, I'm saying every totipotent cell has the ability to turn into a new full plant, and plants have a lot of totipotent cells. Totipotency is the equivalent of if you clipped your fingernail and the clipped fingernail grew into a fully functioning clone of yourself. Ugh, now I have to kill my clone again.
Initiating clone elimination process.
Not every plant cell is totipotent. You're most likely to find them in actively growing parts of the plant, so young leaves, shoot tips, and nodes. The catch with totipotency is that those genetic instructions only kick in under the right conditions. The cells have the blueprint, but they won't build anything unless they're placed in the right environment. The media is the jelly-like substance that you see in the jars. The media is basically a full meal plan for the plant cells. It contains MS, which is a mix of macronutrients, micronutrients, and vitamins that plants would normally be getting from soil, but obviously there's no soil involved in this process, so we need to dose it out for them. Plant growth regulators, which are hormones that signal exactly to the plant cells what they need to be doing at any given time. Sugar, which is an energy source for the plants. And the last ingredient is agar, which is just a gelling agent that turns the media from a liquid to a solid so that those plant cells and plant tissue have something to anchor to. In other words, the media is what turns a totally normal piece of plant tissue into a tiny cloning machine. The most common types of tissue culture that I do in my laboratory are callus culture and shoot culture. Here's an overview of how each method works. The first step of callus culture is to coax the plant cells into forming a blob of undifferentiated plant cells. This blob is called a callus. To do this, you usually take a piece of plant tissue and expose it to a very specific balance of plant hormones. If the conditions are right, these cells will stop doing their normal jobs and start dividing in a disorganized way, eventually forming the callus. Once the callus has formed and you have as much of it as you desire, you change the hormone balance in the media and move the callus onto new media that's going to promote shoot growth. At that point, baby plants will begin to regenerate directly from your blob of callus. You can get a ton of plants from callus culture, so many plants, because you can basically create as much callus as you want before you go into the stage where you encourage it to form shoots. Callus culture tends to be a very slow process, and it's often used in research, plant breeding, or working with more difficult species that don't tissue culture super well. Shoot culture just skips the callus step completely. You're not trying to reset the cells back to an undifferentiated state. To do this, you take a small part of the plant that already wants to grow, usually a node, and place it onto media that promotes shoot formation. The hormones in the media tell the plant, hey, make shoots. Each shoot will turn into a new baby plant, so ideally you want multiple shoots to be forming. Occasionally just one shoot will form and you're like, oh man. Shoot culture is fast and it's very efficient. It's what I use most often for monsteras and philodendrons and other species that readily clone very well. It's not as flexible as callus culture, but when you want a bunch of healthy clones with no drama, it's the move. Also, fun fact, plants are less likely to go through any accidental genetic changes while doing shoot culture versus callus culture. That's because shoot culture works with organized tissue that's already following a very clear developmental path. You're just encouraging the existing buds to grow, not asking the cells to totally reset themselves like you do in callus culture. A lot of people watch this and they think it looks very complicated. It's not. I have a ton of tutorials for how to do tissue culture inexpensively at home, and at my website, plantsandjars.shop, I sell a starter kit that contains all the ingredients you need to make the tissue culture media to clone plants yourself. Plus, the starter kit includes free access to my protocol library. A protocol is a set of instructions for tissue culturing a specific type of plant. If you were watching this video and you were like, how would I know exactly what hormones to include in the media? It's specified in these protocols. Protocols usually look like this and are very difficult to read and convoluted, but I've distilled this scientific information into very easy cookbook-style recipes that anyone can pick up and follow. There are even specific instructions for working in a still air box, which is a cheap alternative to a laminar flow hood. I'm going to link the full tutorial for how to use the products below if you want to try it. Tissue culture is a really cool hobby. I mean, I'm kind of a nerd, so I don't know how much weight me saying that has, but I think it's cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.